Popping surveillance video from inside this veterinary clinic in Lehigh Acres. That car smashing right into the business called My Pet's Vet on Bell Boulevard in Lehigh. This is right next to the Winn-Dixie in that strip mall, if you're familiar with it. We were able to talk with one of the vets who co-owns the business after he was called out of bed to go to that scene early this morning. I'm laying it all out for you, starting with that crash bang arrival of that car. The surveillance video shows how fast it happened. When it was all said and done, even the surveillance camera was dislodged, shifting the angles so it ended up lamely pointing at the broken ceiling tile. This is how some of that tile looked when we got our camera on the scene. The co-owner, Dr. Ernest Blum, walking us through the wreckage of what used to be a safe and clean place, especially for animals and their caretakers, a place he had kept open despite the pandemic.
Try to keep my employees employed, etc. And this. Yeah, how crazy is that? How crazy is that?
Papers everywhere, everything everywhere. Dr. Blum was at home sleeping when the car rammed through his precious clinic. The caller ID freaked him out as he got that wake-up phone call.
I look at it and it says emergency something or other, you know, and I was actually a little worried because I have a buddy on a ventilator up north, and I thought maybe it was bad news. So
turns out the bad news was what happened at his vet care practice. Whoever was behind the wheel was not in any shape to tell anyone how it happened.
I don't think he was conscious when they took him out of the car, and they just picked him up. A bunch of guys picked him up and took him outside the building. A building that's now boarded up. The red veterinarian sign, the only thing that looks to be totally intact here. Even the pipes inside are jacked. I had to go and shut the water off at the main, obviously, because he plowed through a sink and some plumbing. And so when I got here, you know, it was Disney World.
Yeah, as in the haunted mansion at Disney. Dr. Blum is just grateful no animals were hurt and anxious to start his practice back up immediately if he could.
I don't know if I'll be able to function until that actually gets repaired. Still pieces of the car inside the building.